I started freelancing over 15 years ago, way back in 2004, long before social media, heck, even YouTube didn't exist then. Matter of fact, camera phones had just been invented, let alone smartphones, which means, yes, I'm old, but I also have a unique perspective on going freelance and making it your full-time gig. Because I went through and had to do things that your average YouTuber or blogger or freelance expert today probably doesn't even know exists. And it also means I had to learn fundamentals that weren't reliant on the internet or social media or tech. The real stuff that matters that I've noticed tends to get lost in all the tech hoopla that's online today. And so what I'm going to share with you today are a few of those fundamentals, specifically the 3 that matter most if you're trying to turn your side hustle into your main hustle, or you just want to make more money while working fewer hours as a freelancer or side hustler. Now, fair warning before I get into this is nothing to do with tech. It's not some magic social media trick. It's not relying on any of that stuff. These are fundamentals that have nothing to do with the internet or online or tech. So you've been warned. But if that's you and you want to turn your side hustle into a main hustle or make more money and work fewer hours as a freelancer, then here's what to do. Number 1, nail down your marketing mechanism, which can be anything. It's simply the way that you're going to get clients. Now, the big thing here to recognize is there's no one right way. I have ways that I would show you and teach you and I would recommend that I think are best, but in the end, there's no one right way. The right way is what works for you. So that could be content marketing. It could also be digging into online ads. It could be cold calling. It could be going door to door. My house back in Omaha, when I lived there, I had a financial advisor that came door to door. He had a little pamphlet with him. He came up, he knocked on the door. He handed me the pamphlet and said, "Hey, I'm new in the area. I'm a financial advisor. My house is just over here. My office is over there, blah, blah, blah." And I'm just sort of introducing myself to people. Like I said, gave me the pamphlet and said, "Have you ever thought of investing in stocks?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we talked for a little bit. And then when we were done, he didn't try and hard sell me or anything like that. He said, "Well, check out the pamphlet. And if you want some help, with your investing, just give me a call." And then he moved on to the next door, maybe all of about 5 minutes. And this guy worked for Edward D. Jones, which I think is like about a $7 billion company. So that should tell you something about whether door-to-door like that works or not. If a multi-billion-dollar company is having their new agents do this kind of thing. Similar example, when my brother got into insurance, they had him do door hangers, and they had flyers on car windshields. And the whole thing with the door hangers is they were actually hoping someone would be home. If not, they would hang the door hanger. But if someone was home, they'd do exactly like the financial advisor did. "Hey, I'm new in the area. I just started working with farmers. If you ever think about switching insurance or you want to see if you can get a lower rate, I can get most people a lower rate. Here's my information. Give me a call." That's simple. And then he would go to door and do that. And he got clients that way. That's how he got some of his first few clients. Then he got referrals. And next thing you know, it snowballs. So again, it can be anything. I tell you those 2 examples because I want you to think outside of the internet. It can be literally anything. It just needs to be what you can do consistently, and you need to not be above any type of or too good for some type of mechanism. But at the end of the day, you need some sort of marketing mechanism, something to bring you clients on a consistent basis so you're not out spending all your time chasing clients, or even worse, just hoping that they're going to show up on your front door, or reliant on some freelance platform or something like that. You need a defined, conscious system. You know what the steps are. You've written it down. You're following these on a consistent basis in order to bring you in new clients so you can refine it and get better. You need that in order to consistently get clients, and if you really want to turn your side hustle into a main hustle. Number 2, you need to charge more. So having now taught over 26,000 freelancers, what I've found is most simply do not charge enough. You could probably be charging a lot more than you are right now today with a simple switch. And if we just do the math on it real quick, it makes it obvious. So let's say your income goal is to make $100,000 and you're charging $25 an hour. I was in this situation when I first started, had never done the math and didn't realize how mostly impossible this was. So if you do the math on that, $100,000 a year at $25 an hour, you need 4,000 hours per year to reach that goal. That's 76.9 hours per week, or about 11 hours per day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And that's billed hours. That doesn't count any work you do that's kind of gray area that you may or may not bill for. That doesn't include any of the marketing trying to get clients that you do. That doesn't include accounting and bookkeeping and taxes and all of that stuff. It doesn't include any of that. That's 11 billed hours per day, 365 days a year in order to reach $100,000. That's almost impossible. There's probably somebody out there who could do it, but you're going to run yourself ragged. Now, if you up what you charge to $75 an hour, now that's 1,333 hours per year. That's 25 billed hours per week, and that's about 4 to 5 hours per day, depending on how many hours you wanna work per day. So that's a lot more attainable, and it all just comes down to you being able to charge more. So of course the question is, well, heck, how can I charge? How can I triple what I charge like that? Well, here's some quick ways to do that. Number one, just check your competition. Go look at what other people who are doing what you do, what they offer, like what you get when you invest in their service, and how much they're charging. It may be that the only thing stopping you from charging more, maybe it's not from 25 to 75, but maybe it's from 25 to 50, right? The only thing that may be stopping you from doing that is in your head, is your own block about it. You may look at your competitors and say, wow, I offer the same service. Look at their portfolio. I'm just as good, but they're charging twice what I'm charging, or they're charging 3 times what I'm charging. And it's just simply a matter of you getting over it yourself. And the only way that you can do that, the only real way that I found you can do that, is to look at your competition and see what they're doing. Right? This is a competition, whether you like it or not. So you can't know how well you stack up and who you're competing against and be able to get clients from those people if you don't know what your competition is doing. So find out what your competition is doing, and you may find that you can just raise your rates right now without having to do anything else. Another one is move to fixed price projects. And the big key here is that you detach time from money. So you're no longer getting paid for the hours that you work. You're getting paid for a result that you deliver. I've talked about this before, but I've seen $600 to $700 hourly rate equivalents by doing this. Projects that I was charging $3,000 or $4,000 for, and I was only working 4 or 5 hours on. And so the equivalent rate was $600 to $700 an hour. Now, if I actually said to the client, I'm going to charge you $600 or $700 an hour, they'd be like, whoa, no way. But because that conversation wasn't even relevant, that wasn't even a part of the conversation, I charge that all the time and never had a client say a single thing. In fact, most of my clients said I could charge more because they don't care about how long it takes you. They care about what they're getting. So simply moving to fixed price projects is a simple way that you could maybe be charging a lot more than you are right now. The third one, and this is one that I don't necessarily see a ton of people talking about, but is very powerful. One of the things that really changed my career is offering a premium service. And so the idea here is that there's a good 20 to 30% of every market who do not make purchases based on price. And this has been studied to death, and it's consistently 20 to 30% of any market, no matter what it is, no matter what you do, they don't buy based on price. They buy based on what they're getting. They buy based on value. And there's kind of a little trick here when you look into the psychology kind of how people who have money, rich people, think. They actually want to spend more. And this is, if you just look around at how much, rich people spending money on cars and watches and the things that they buy and why they buy it so that they can show it off and so forth, it's kind of obvious. But there's this whole market out there, and whatever you do, there's this whole segment of your market out there who doesn't care about price and in fact kind of wants to pay more and doesn't necessarily care about getting a ton more for what they're paying. That if you're not offering a premium service, you're not tapping into that market at all. You're not getting any of those clients. And so simply offering a premium service can allow you to tap into those clients and make significantly more than you are. Now, of course, the question is how? How do I find these clients? What do I put in front of them? So forth. So this is one of the things that I teach you in my 5-figure formula course, is how to create a 10K offer, how to create this premium offer, how to find the right clients within your market, how to find that segment, how to create a service that's appealing to them, and all the little things that you need to do to make it worth it to them in their eyes. So if that's something that you want to learn how to do, you can go to 5figureformula.com and I'll show you how to create that premium service. All right, number 3 then is refining your delivery. So this is all about increasing efficiency and client satisfaction, which client satisfaction feeds the beast, as I say, which means it feeds the cycle through referrals and reviews, which brings you more clients, etc. So again, it's all about becoming a lot more efficient. Now, the way to do this is, first, you want to create a roadmap. Again, something I've talked about, but whatever service you're offering, as you do it, write down just exactly what steps you do. Everything, every little thing that you do, just simply write it down as you do it, so you can now create a roadmap. So next time you go to do it, you're not trying to remember all that stuff in your head. It's written down. You can just follow the plan. And then as you do that for more clients, just constantly refine it. I keep writing down things, or maybe there's decision points, and you just refine it over and over and over until you get to the point where you're like, I can't really refine this anymore. This is as refined as I can get. That's when you know you're being as efficient as possible in delivering it. And then the third thing is, and we were kind of already doing this, but make sure you document it. So make sure it's written. It's not enough to have it in your head. Write it down, because in the 4th step, what you can do is then take that document and use it to outsource that to somebody else. Now, that's optional if you want to do that, right? You don't have to do that, but that could be an employee. It could be a contractor that you hire on Fiverr or Upwork, whatever. But by having that document, now you can hand that to someone, tell them you want it followed. This is how you want it done, and be confident that they're going to be able to deliver it at the same level of quality as you. Now, of course, you're going to probably have to help them at certain points and so forth, but you know that they're following the process that you want them to follow. And that's how you can outsource confidently. And when you're able to start outsourcing different parts of what you do, that's where you really take the lid off of what you can earn. All right, so if we just take a step back and look at those 3 things. Like I said, it's not some ninja trick over on social media or Instagram, right? It's not some new tech gadget that you can download and buy that's instantly going to solve all of your problems. But if you look at what those 3 things are, it's about getting more clients to hire you, earning more per client, and being able to deliver on more projects in a month, a year, etc. Well, if you add those 3 things up and you're actually doing them and accomplishing them, there's no way you can't make significantly more in your business, right? If you're getting more clients, making more per client, and delivering on more projects per year, you're going to make more. So that's why these are the 3 key fundamentals to turn your side hustle into a main hustle. Okay, so focus on those 3 things and figuring those 3 things out. And this is how professional services, 7- and 8-figure services and companies think. These are the things that they think about in order to be able to grow their company. So again, it's just, if you do it, there's just no way you can't make more in your business. So there you go. Those are the 3 fundamentals to turn your side hustle into a main hustle. Do with that what you will. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll talk to you next time.